star on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
That's what you do. You buy these players that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on it, with a smile on his face.
You just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. You dare dictate the same old, every single day, without this. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Stallone.
Hello, everyone. Yes, late, as usual. My daughter just phoned me now, only for a couple of minutes. Like, you know, she said she was down today. She said, I've took your house keys. It's all right. So I've got no chance of going anywhere, to be honest. So, crazy. Because you need a fob to get into the security doors where I live, and you need a fob to get into there. And I forgot one day the door wasn't working, and the fobs slashing down, standing there like a big melon, big lemon. But anyway, so she's got me keys. She's going to bring them down tomorrow. Not tonight, tomorrow. I'll have to lock myself in. I'll have to bar myself in, with all kinds of furniture and everything else, so no one would break in, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, look at this fella, look. He's not coming on tonight, poor Sean, because he said that I'm always late, and he's on the phone for an hour. It's great, isn't it? Hey. And George is always, I've got to tell the people, George is never drunk on Merck's show. He's never, ever drunk, albeit that he swears and falls about and sings, these happy songs, that you sing at twos, about 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I've got that gentleman on tonight. I've got these other lads. And as Sean said, yeah, look. See. Look at this, look at this. What? Where is it? Oh, anyway. It's good news on Virgil, hopefully he'll shine. Yes. Yeah, he will. He's bound to so we'll ask George as well about that, he knows things about. And I'm curling. I'm at a curling champion. Yeah, that's why Sean's not coming on tonight. It's a shame, isn't it? But bless up, Frankie boy. And there's the great George. Look, there he is. Hey, George.
What are you talking about? I only drink water. Frank. All the guys in the chat, I bet they think that's gin. It's water.
Oh, my God.
I'll be drinking on Friday. It's my 80th birthday.
Is it? I'll go away, is it, George?
Yeah, 88 on Friday. I finally made it, Frank. I didn't think I would.
Will I see you there before then? No.
Hey,
I can't see you. Unless you come down tomorrow and see me. I'll give you a shot.
I can't because I'm going to the hospital. She's
Well,
nearly ready.
Come down next week.
I'll come next week because I'm going away to meet my brother and his wife up in Edinburgh.
Okay, so come next week. Okay.
So I'll be up in Edinburgh on my birthday. So but looking forward to that. There's a few other things planned as well. But I'm pleased to get there. So I'll have a couple of scotch maybe then.
Oh, brilliant! Honestly, so come and see me. I've got something for you anyway. Okay. All right,
You're too kind, Frank.
I'm bringing on our other friends here. Look, it's the Carlyle. You know in Scotland, George, you've got this thing on ice, where you throw it like I don't know what you call it, and two other people start brushing it, to get to a circle. Is that called curling?
Yeah, curling. Yeah, it's the granite. Scotland were Olympic champions a few years.
Brilliant.
10 years ago, I think the ladies won the gold medal.
Well, do you know Sean? He's a champion curler,
Is he? Wow, it's a very skillful game.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Champion curler. How are you,
Hiya,
George?
Sean. Yeah, it's a very skillful game. It's a bit like bowls, isn't it?
See the curling is there.
The curly hair is like, yeah.
So he curls his hair, you see. He's a champion curler.
That's a side effect, Frank, from.
I wish I had a curler in my hair.
Yeah, don't worry, George. I'm fast approaching it. I'll be like a peacock in the wind. As soon as a gust of wind, it'll be like this. So.
Peacock in the wind. Oh, look at that. Reggie, Sean, Edward, Callum, everyone's here tonight. Callum said a Leipzig game. We'll be talking about that, Callum. We'll be talking about everything. And Sean says, happy birthday, George, for Friday.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you very much.
No bother.
Isn't that lovely? And Jay says, hi, Frank, George, and chat.
Hiya.
How are you?
And Reggie, Frank, why are you putting out this information about our sweet George and on his birthday as well? Happy birthday, George.
Thanks very much, Reg. Yeah, I know who he is, yeah.
Yeah, this is, look at that. Hello, Frank. This is Edwards. Hello, Frank. The found Shankly boy and yes, Sean, that is.
Found him under a rock.
And the found Shankly boy. Absolutely.
I'll have to write another book and call it The Found Shankly Boy.
No. You'll have to write a sequel, George. You'll have to write a sequel.
Yeah. The next 80 years.
The next 80 years, absolutely.
Absolutely, I'm going for the 100, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look, as it says, all the best, George.
Thanks, Edward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Jay says, and Sean. So, he says good evening to Sean as well. Right, now listen, I just want to put this up for a moment or two. And it's very important, as we all know. We get cracking. And it's Scouts Republic. And, if you want to help, and the money goes straight to Zoe's place. It really goes straight to them. And as it says, myself and Paul from @proper_tees, I'll put these little belters together to try and raise some funds for Zoe's place. All profits from the sale of these T-shirts will be transferred over to their fundraising page. Get yours at scoutsrepublic.com.
Fantastic.
So please, try and do your best. I'm going to get 3, actually. I'm going to get, one, especially one for me granddaughter, Sophia. I think it's a great thing. It really is. And all the proceeds, as I said, goes to the Zoe's place. It goes straight to them.
Lovely,
No
lovely.
agendas, nothing. And Paul Bear, good evening, Frank, George, Sean. Oh, let's go for it. George, my friend, Frank said your book was a brilliant, real insight to Mr. Shankly. Nice one.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
So if you say something right, you know, George.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Of course you do. Right, so let's get cracking, eh? I'm sure Paul Bake's just come back off holiday. He's always on holiday. It's marvellous, isn't it? But anyway, you know, let's get back to it. Tomorrow night. We've got Virgil, you know, sign a new contract to us, so that's great news. Hopefully, you've got Trent, then you'll have Mo, you know, signing there. I think they will as well, as you know. I've said it all. So tomorrow night, George, Leipzig, Champions League, right?
Yep.
What do you think the frame of the mind is of the players going into this game tomorrow over there in Leipzig?
Yeah, another tough game, really. But I think the frame of mind will be very good after what happened at the weekend. That was a tough game against Chelsea. They looked a pretty good side. Mind you, spent an awful lot of money this year, so they should really. And we did well to win that. We did well. Fine spirit, good in defence, tight. Slot was obviously delighted, as were the lads and all us fans. So I think they'll go to Leipzig quite confident. And they're getting much more visibility in the press, I noticed. People are taking them a bit serious now. I've been seeing headlines saying Liverpool are true challengers, you know, and they're up there, Manchester City's biggest challenger. So I hope we don't burst the bubble. I mean, Leipzig, I think we beat them 5-0, didn't we, before?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. They're all tough games in Europe. Fans are up for it. But we've got a good side and we're playing well. So, I mean, I'm very confident we'll come back with a result. If we can get a win there, we're virtually guaranteed to have qualified, I would imagine.
Okay. See, later on in the pods, we'll be saying about predictions, obviously, but who will play? We'll predict who will play as well.
Yes.
So after the weekend's grueling game. What about you, Sean? What do you think of the frame of minds will be going into this game?
Well, I watched the press conference before we came on there tonight, and I was very happy with Slot's. I mean, Slot with the media has been amazing, absolutely incredible. I think he's just well able for them. I think he's got a great attitude, and I think his attitude is to field the strongest squad that he can, and to win every game. So it's a competition. He doesn't want to do one game. He's not going to draw, or he's not going to play to draw, should I say? So I think he will field the strongest side that he can, and I think that they'll give him a run for the money, I think.
Yeah, but I agree with you there, to be honest, because as George said, the last time, what do you think of this?
Brilliant, that, Frank.
I was just looking at that, yeah.
The thing is, we're all standing on the cop. We're all copites. You've got the Shanks, you've got Paisley, you've got Yegan, you've got Kenny, and you've got Joe Fagan.
And you got you.
And this fella here is one of the greatest of all supporters. One of the greatest of all supporters. I guess who that is, Sean?
Yeah, sorted that out for you, didn't I? That's a cracker.
I don't know, but I think he's a better hairline than me. I don't think there's any curling there. I don't think there's any curling there.
You certainly did, George. You
I had the best hairline of everybody when I was 16, 17. I had the best hairline in the club. Now I ain't got one.
I think they all George, grabbing your hair and sticking it on their own.
There's only two left. There's only two left, Frank.
Don't pull them out.
I think at birth I was receding, so I don't know.
Okay. As Edward says, I think they'll go with a strong side. And Callum, he actually says Leipzig second in Bundesliga after 7 games. They are in a very good moment. But we are probably form. wise, best in the world, and we can take anyone. We are Liverpool.
Good man, Callum. Good man. Love it.
That's a good one, that, isn't it? And Neil Broderick says, just seen Chiesa in the lobster pot ordering sausage dinner. Yeah, because Chiesa's injured.
He's injured, He's not playing. No.
He's never played.
Well, a sausage dinner's not going to help him much. Well, Chiesa, get out of there.
I don't know. It might be all right for him. You know what I mean? It might give him a bit of strength in his wherever's injured and wherever he's injured.
He's been out for a while already.
Yeah. I haven't spoken to you since last week, George. What did you think of the game? What did you think of the game against Chelsea?
Well, as I said earlier, I think it was a good game. It's quite an enthralling game, really. I mean, it was end to end very much. I thought Chelsea had a fair bit of possession, and they were worrying me towards the end. But Liverpool played well under good control. I thought Curtis Jones was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Covered every blade of grass, saved a second goal. Should have had a penalty, I would imagine. It was very close. Could have went either way, that penalty. I thought when Mo was pushing it back was a penalty as well, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Cast iron penalty, I thought. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but a bit unlucky as well. A bit unlucky with the offside. I mean, Konate just stepped out slightly. It's only just the width of his foot. So the breaks didn't go with us, I don't think. I mean, the first one was a definite penalty when Curtis was caught on the heel. I mean, and the Chilwell tried to put his hand in his head and say, it was definitely a penalty. Yeah, I thought we played some good football. I thought Salah was outstanding. Gravenberch was outstanding. And the defence played well. I thought Robertson was a little bit dodgy once or twice against me.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
It gave him a bit of a hard time. But the rest of them played well. It was a good performance. I thought Szoboszlai was a little bit off. Didn't quite raise the standard that he has been doing recently. A bit quiet.
Well,
I think was injured when he came on.
George, I don't think Nunes had a shot on goal.
No, but he did work hard. He put a lot of work in there in defence. He was up and down. That's not what we're paying for, of course, Sean. We're paying to put the ball in the net. But he came on and he did put his heart and soul into the game. I'd like to see him come good, Nunes, to be honest. Now that Jota's injured, he might get a run now. He might get 2 or 3 games. And it's up to him then, isn't it, to prove himself. Start putting that ball in the net, using his pace, because he's got tremendous pace. And he needs to watch the line and keep on side. And if the boys can stick the ball through for him, he can score a few goals.
Yes. Anthony Brown, who's my Monday night oppo, he says, good evening, Frank, George and Sean. So there's all scotches and everything for us. And a special cake for George. Special cake. So there you go, George.
I must have 10 bottles in the house now. Everybody comes in the door, brings me a bottle of scotch. The charity.
Szoboszlai in the Champions League has looked better, and that's strange, isn't it? And he has, he has. No, he was on the podcast tonight with a Sloot. But anyway,
I saw that.
But getting back to what you said, just for a moment, George, about Mo, being absolutely that ball he gave to Jones for his goal for the winner. Have you looked at it? He's seen the run. He knew that a couple of others were offside, but he's seen the run, and it was directed at him, and I was just in front of him. And Jones, give him his due. He won the game for us. He got the penalty. He scored the goal. And that's why he just got man of the match from Mo, who was absolutely brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant.
Certainly quite down Farmer as well. Sorry, George.
I thought Curtis had. I thought he was going to miss it. He just bounced off his left foot, and he just got his right foot to it in time. Goalkeeper could have been out a bit quicker, I thought, but it's fantastic goal, great pass, great finish.
Of course it was, absolutely.
It came at the right time as well, immediately after they scored.
Yeah, right after. And do you know what? Two things about Jay, who's on there, he's talking about Sloot. He phoned me up And, you know, he was chatting. He said, I don't like this Curtis Jones, you know. And he's got it in him, but, you know, playing him today, it's his words now. And he also said about Szoboszlai. So anyway, I said, okay. And I was bursting, you know, to go to the loo. So anyway, I ran the loo. And as I was going in, I get a text going, yes! And it was Jay. And I went, what's happened? What's happened? And he went, the fella who says it likes your scores. And I had to answer back, was it Szoboszlai or was it Curtis? I like Curtis, you know, so it was a mad little moment. So it did miss the goal, actually. Anyway, Jay says, Sloot said today, looks like Jota's ribs are bruised. So that's good. That's really good. And get up and play then. Get up and play, you Nelly.
Get back soon, money, hopefully.
The Mighty Reds, 97, he says, Frank, George and Sean are one of my favourite trios. Up there with Mane, Bobby and... Oh, wait, look at this.
Oh, no greater praise. No greater praise.
Hey,
yeah.
Good man, Brandon.
That's top of the class.
I'm not too sure who's Mo or Mane or Bobby, but...
Exactly. Well, we can all be there. The three all rolled into one, can't we?
I'll be Mo because he's the smallest.
Yeah, but he's got more hair than you. You've all got more hair than you. I'm sorry, George.
I'd rather be Firmino, to be honest. He's a skillful player.
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby's great.
Bobby. Neil Broderick, we'll talk about this. Thought City's goal was dodgy. The keeper pushed him away, so it definitely interrupted his concentration. Hate the way Gallagher and co justify the inconsistencies. Also, Jota being fouled, last man, no red card. Question marks. Arsenal gets a red card for a similar incident. Szoboszlai was awful on Sunday. He's lost his confidence, George.
Well, I mean, maybe it's just one game. He's a great player, Szoboszlai. Come again, I'm sure. You know, everybody has the odd off day. But yeah, I said that before. He didn't play his best game. You know, but yeah, I mean, you know, that sending off, it was marginal, I suppose. There's a long way to run to get to the goal for a goal scoring opportunity. But yeah, it was very similar to the one at Bournemouth. Was it too much difference, to be honest? You know, it could have went either way. That's what I mean. The referee gave the penalty, didn't he? Curtis's penalty, and it was overturned by VAR. So I mean, it's marginal. That could have went either way, really. I mean, and it's on decisions such as that the championship hangs at the end of the season.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you see Man City get a goal in the last 5th minute of injury time when he's blocking the goal, pushes the goalkeeper out of the way, then moves out. And that was dodgy as well, I thought, to be honest, you know, that they scored the goal. So it sometimes goes against you. But anyway, Frank, we can't complain, mate. 10 games, 1 defeat. We've only lost 3 goals. That's a big difference from last year so far as defence is concerned.
But it's the inconsistencies of VAR and also for the referees. That's all, you know. And we always have opinions on them. And it could have been, you know, a lot more, to be honest. It really could have been. And what about you, Sean? You know, what Neil says about that, you know?
Well, I think the Wolves manager is going to get in trouble with the Premier League. They're asking questions of him on what he said, which, I mean, I can't really blame him. I feel sorry for him. I think Wolves were very unlucky. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, if it was another club that did that to a goalkeeper, the goal wouldn't be given. And I mean, that's just a fact. You know, it's not conspiracy theory. It's not being biased or anything. That is a fact. With regards to the refereeing and the consistency of that, there's no consistency. Only that it's consistently bad. That's it. I think VAR has given referees an opportunity to kind of take the foot off the pedal. They believe that VAR will step in and do the job for them. And I think VAR, I mean, you can tweak that as much as you like. It's the officiating on both ends on the pitch and at the VAR that are letting people down, and that's a massive problem. And until you get rid of that bias in the Premier League, no amount of copy and paste statements from the PGMOL is going to do the slightest bit of difference for all these clubs that are getting shafted week in, week out.
I mean, in fairness, it affects every team. All teams have, not just us. It's affected us quite vitally in recent years, because last season we should have had a penalty against Arsenal in the penalty box when it was handled, bounced by the defender, I forget his name. And then, of course, again, Man City, when Doku kicked McAllister in the chest. That was the most blatant penalty I think I've ever seen. And that was in the last minute, and I think the referee chickened out, as did VAR. And it seems to be carrying on. I mean, decisions, some of them are right and they're good, but a lot of them are very, very marginal, very marginal. Could go either way.
Well,
okay. Ridiculous. Sorry, Frank.
No, I'm just saying, I'll give you the excuse they gave. Now, Jota, I'm talking about Jota and the decision against just the yellow cards. Now, Jota, he was grabbed back. He was in front of the lad. Point is, Jota is very quick, right? Now, he would have been first to the ball. Okay. Yeah. Now, here's the excuse that they gave. Like Jota, he wasn't in the middle of the goal.
Yeah.
I think that is the most ludicrous. That's why he never got a red card. Ludicrous excuse ever.
Yeah.
Because Jota would have had the ball. He would have gone inside and straight at the goal. That's Jota's play. That's Jota's play. Don't these take these people?
But then that means that if you see a player in a position where he has an opportunity of scoring a goal, you take him down before he's in a goal opportunity. That's what the league are saying, and that's ridiculous. Whether he's drifting out wide or not, and if you go to the Jones penalty appeal, their excuse is that Sanchez got the ball. He got the ball, but he followed through and took the player out.
He hardly touched the ball. Minuscule touch.
Yeah.
And as you say, followed right through, and the ball carried on towards the goal.
Yeah. And I mean, McAllister got sent off. Okay, it was taken back, but he got sent off the start of last season when he got the ball. His foot was on the top of the ball, and it slipped and showed the studs to the opposition. I can't remember who we were playing, but he got sent off. So,
same case as Jones when he got sent off as well.
Yeah. Remember that?
That's the inconsistencies, to be honest, and it always seems to be at Liverpool. To be honest,
I felt VAR were looking for a reason to disallow that. They were looking for a reason to disallow that penalty. They didn't need to get involved, I don't think. The referee gave the penalty, pointed to the spot. Why did they get involved? It was so marginal. I mean, it's 50-50, 60-40, whatever. Let the decision be with the referee. Otherwise, why do we need a referee? They'll be going like Wimbledon soon. They'll be getting rid of the linesman. There'll be some sort of VAR will tell you when they're offside, and there'll be a big bleep go up and say, offside, stop the game. It's crazy. They're really
normally though, George and Sean, VAR don't get involved with penalty decisions. They normally don't. They just let, the referee seeing a penalty, let's just keep it at that. But they got involved for some reason. They must have found a Of course. And it's wrong. It's wrong. So the referee really hasn't got any say in the matter.
No, it's a get-out-of-jail card for the ref.
I wonder if the referee can overturn a VAR decision. Could the referee have gone like, no, it was a penalty in my eyes. I'm giving a penalty.
I would hope so. It's his decision, isn't it? He's the referee. If he went and looked at the television and decided he didn't want to change his decision, I'm sure he could say, sorry, I'm sticking with my original decision. But they always agree with VAR, don't they? They always 99% they agree with VAR.
But it did go to the referee, in the end. Like, I mean, I don't understand why the referee makes a decision, then VAR looks at it, and then VAR says to the referee, go to the sideline and look on camera. Surely to Christ, there are enough people in that box, between the whole lot of them, at VAR, that can make a decision. I don't get it. I mean, next they'll be getting Elon Musk robots to bloody referee the whole thing. Maybe we'd be better off. I don't know. But, I mean...
Elon Musk. Why Elon Musk?
Elon Musk robot. Yeah.
He's called the Optimus. Did you see that? He's called the robot Optimus. So I don't know how he hasn't got sued over that, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Callum, he's sorted who he should be. Frank Firmino, Sean Solly, and Mane. George, mainly because F for Firmino, S for Solly. So, yeah, your Mane, George, your Mane.
Well, I was top goal scorer in the reserve, so that'll do me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Red Juice says, I reckon shiniest owners give backhands to the corrupt official. I wish we could prove it, but...
Well, you saw City, didn't... there was something about referees going over to Qatar and all of that.
Yeah, they get paid £20,000.
It was Michael Oliver, who was one of the VAR officiates.
Yes.
So there you go.
It's not right, It's not right.
No, it's not. And I like Michael Oliver, by the way. I think he is the best ref.
Yeah, he's not a bad ref, but it's a conflict of interest.
But once he did that, I thought, no, I'm sorry. Edward says, we're not conceding the first goal like we did last season, chasing the game, and you concede for first. That's a very, very good point. And the Mighty Red says, after Odegaard came and played basketball at Anfield and got away with it, I think they deserve a couple of decisions to go against them.
Don't forget the one at Tottenham when Diaz scored.
Yeah.
That was the worst of them all.
That was dreadful.
That was shocking, that.
What a goal that
they won the league. They won the league.
Yeah. Won the league, yeah. That was a dreadful decision. That was a dreadful decision.
We've enough basketball in Anfield, Brandon, with that LeBron James fella.
Yeah. What's he doing there?
The Red Zero says, Sos Frank for saying the word that you don't like. Next time I'll say cheating city. Yes, that's better. That's better. And he carries on by saying the officials are paid to do a job, yet at times act like cowardly chickens. That's a good point. And they do. You can see you can see.
He was trying to show he wasn't influenced by the Anfield crowd.
Oh, yeah. Neil said, Neil goes the game, by the way. He's there every time. And he said, Jota's foul was right in front of me. He would 100% have went on and at least had a shot on target. And that's why that should have been a red card there on that fella.
The same in Arsenal, Bournemouth, same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, there's it, Callum. Dortmund are beating Real at the Bernabeu.
Wow. Early days, Callum.
Good evening, boys, says James. Good evening, James.
Evening, James.
And, Neil just says, yes, the ref that's the final say.
Yeah, he's in charge, isn't he?
I think it's ridiculous the way it's gone. And Jay says, didn't show the angles. We have all seen to the ref. Yeah, they didn't show all the angles. Anyway, let's carry on, boys? Let's see. Yeah. James says, have you heard Virgil wants a 2-year extension plus Salah was a bigger payday. What would you do? Me personally, get it done.
Me
I'll start
too.
with you, John.
Get it done. How do you get it done? We need Dan signed. We need him on board. We need him signed on the dotted line. Quicker the better.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, my opinion on the whole thing is changing every week because of obviously what's coming out and whatever. Obviously, with Virgil's comments, I'm probably siding that Virgil will sign. And I am around about 70% confident that, well, not confident, but scared that Trent will leave for Real Madrid. And as for Salah, I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. It really depends on what they're willing to do, what they're willing to give Salah. And I think, there hasn't really been a peep out of his quarters about, a contract being offered to him. So all we're hearing is Virgil. So it's rather worrying.
Well,
You got to remember, Sean, the ball's in their court, ball's in the players' court. They don't have to rush. I mean, they can take the time, and they can wait and see how we are doing. They can wait and see if we're getting through to the back end of the Champions League. If we're up in first or second place in the league in January, they'll hang around. And if we're going to do well, we might not get a decision until, middle of January, which would be terrible. I'd like to see us to get the decision definitely before Christmas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think that's the Christmas present for the likes of everyone here now tonight. Yes. That'll be a big Christmas boost. But what I don't want to hear is the 3 new signings if we don't sign anyone in January. I don't want to see that. Yeah. And go on.
Sorry, Frank and George. Let's look at the flip side of that. I don't want to hear that if they don't sign a contract, they were just looking for money, sod them. I don't want to hear that either. Because they have contributed quite a lot. Quite a lot. It's almost an understatement. They have, brought success to this club, along with Klopp, obviously. And you can't replace them. You can't. They are the best in their positions in the world, as I think, hands down. And you're looking at losing over 300 million, if more, this summer on a free. So I think if we value these players, and if these players want to stay, I definitely think Salah does. I definitely think Virgil does. Trent, I'm unsure of. But these 2 players want to stay at the club. And I think we should be offering them, what we need to keep them.
I think Salah's chasing a legacy as well. He's up there near the top of the Premier League scorers. Yeah. He's got maybe another 2, 3, possibly even 4 years at the top, how fit he is. And he could bang in another 100 goals. 40, 50, 60. He could be right up there with Thierry Henry. And you won't catch Shearer. But he could be right up there, number 2, 3 in the Premier League history. And certainly number 1 in Liverpool's history. In the period of time he's been here, pro rata to the games he's played. So I think he can do better than Liverpool, Salah. He's loved by everybody. He's an absolute icon. And if he goes off to PSG or Barcelona, Real Madrid or Saudi Arabia, to me, it'll diminish that iconic status before he's ready to go. You need at least 2 more years from him, definitely.
Well, he only needs 2 goals in the Champions League for sure. I forget what it is. Yeah. But he goes above everyone else as well. He's already beaten Steven Gerrard's record, the leading goal scorer.
I think that must be something. Money's not the object for Salah, surely.
No chat. I don't think he wants a bigger pay rise, in all honesty.
I think that's what's going to be, the PR spin. If they don't sign a contract, they're going to say, "Oh well, he wanted money."
Yeah.
That's
not the case. That's definitely not the case. Simply because
no,
he's on enough. He doesn't need it. He wants to, as George said, he wants to carry on. And the legacy that he will leave, breaking all these records week in, week out. I think that's what he wants. And also, if he goes, see, you've got to look at it like this as well. Any of them, and that includes Trent, if they go, say like Trent went to Real Madrid, and say, I'm just saying it, say Mo went to Saudi, right? First and foremost, Trent wouldn't be able to play in the Champions League because he's already played for us, you see. And Mo, he wants to play in the Champions League. You know that. So I don't think that, anyway, you've got the dollar sign in front of FSG above their head, dollar sign all the time. There's no way that they will allow any of the three, any of them, or the whole three, to go next summer on a free, because there's money there to be had if they do want to go, or, you know, someone comes in with an offer for them. There's money there. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing, Frank. I mean, just because we put them in contracts doesn't necessarily mean we'll keep them, you know, and people need to realise that it could be like, well, look, you know, everything that you've done for the club, surely you'd expect, you know, you'd want something to give something back to the club by at least getting us a nice payday, and you got, you know, you a nice payday. So even with that contract, you don't know. But I mean, what I'm worried about with the owners is they offer something disgraceful, and then, you know, the likes of Virgil, or the likes of Mo, or the likes of Trent say, here, listen, I'm worth more than that. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's a very good point. Steve says, let's go, champs. Can't believe there's another international break in November. It's absolutely.
It really is.
The Red says, Callum, okay, but Frank's likes any scores unless it involves, I don't, you know, but I'm not bothered tonight. It's Champions League. But I don't like the Premiership, you know, scores coming in. But, you know, you don't need to say what's going on. And what do you gents make of David James saving that kid's penalties?
Yeah, there's two sides to the coin that I was reading. You know, if it was me, I'd have let him score at least one. I would have let him score one. But, you know, he's competitive, and he's maybe taught the lad a lesson. It's not as easy. You've got to earn your corn. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of fun. I think I'm a bit of a softie. I would have let him score.
Yeah, we always have done, wouldn't we, to be honest?
Yeah. He nearly scored. He dived out the way and hit his leg, second one.
Yeah.
But,
I think maybe James is trying to save a little bit save a bit of face, the fact that, like, he didn't really have a good end to his Liverpool career. Yeah. So maybe he was trying to say, well, look, I still got it, you know, but
he saved a penalty at the Cop.
I saved a penalty. I saved two penalties.
He looked quite fit, didn't he, James? He looks
yeah. You know, some of them just keep going to the gym, don't they, to be honest?
Yeah.
You know, to try and keep the physique. Not
why
like
I'm so fit, Look at my shoulders.
There you go, you see, George. You've got cardboard box shit. Look at that.
Look at that. Showing the guns.
That's the sweat box at Anfield.
I think, you know what I think that is, George? You know, drinking a scotch. You know what all the lads give you? You know, the scotch. Yeah. I was giving you scotch and pints of beer, you know, so it's that's how you've got that muscle. But anyway, the one, lads, it's a very controversial one as well. And I want to comment on this. And it's from Steve. And he says, lads, what's your personal opinion on LFC being owned by, that is, Saudi state or Arab countries in the future? And I think the likes of Qatar they're one of the states that want Liverpool, and so does the Saudi state as well. So I'll go to you, Sean, first. What's your take on that? If Liverpool get owned by one of them,
it's a fairly loaded question, because you could say, if I said yes, you'd be like, oh, there's a glory hunter, and there's someone that will take money off a country that have human rights issues, and then forget about the human rights issues in America, with AXA, with Nike, with Standard Chartered. I just want owners. I couldn't care less what nationality they are. I just want owners that want to succeed. They want the club to succeed, because you can talk about, they're businessmen and all of this jazz. The likes of Amanda Staveley, okay, it didn't work out for Newcastle for whatever reason, but she was there. She was at the game. She had a Newcastle scarf around her majority of the time. That's the type of owner I want. Whether it's a Saudi state, an Arab, I want. I want.
You want football fans, and that's what they are.
Yeah,
the football fans.
Someone that knows about football. Someone that knows about football.
Yes,
not these portfolio collectors like John W. Henry, Tom Warner, Mike Gordon. There's been, I don't know how many restructures of the whole Liverpool setup, and really at the end of the day, it doesn't matter two hoots like what it is. It's still Moneyball, and they still want to look at spending as less money as possible, or no money as possible. They want the club to be self-sustainable, and that's all well and good, but you still have to invest on the pitch and then see the fruits of your investments. So if that means a Saudi state or an Arab country, maybe, but I obviously don't want to be breaking financial fair play either. I want necessary spending, not unnecessary spending. So I don't know whether that answers your question, but it's not a kind of it's not yes.
Well, what you're saying, in a nutshell, is I don't mind who owns the club, and whether it's a Middle Eastern country, or whether it's anybody else, as long as they like football, and as long as they invest in football. This is what. See, it's all a lack of investments on the pitch. We could have won a lot more. The arguments have been set up right through. Anyway, George, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think, owners, I find talking about owners difficult, because they're all really capital investment people. They're all money men, every one of them, whoever they are, wherever they are, whether it's American owners, whether it's Saudi Arabian owners, or whoever they are. They want to make money. You're right when you say the Saudis are football men in that sense, but there's a lot of aspects of the Saudi side that doesn't sit comfortably with me personally, but that's just my opinion. Every nation's got their problems, whether it's west or east. But I'd like to see politics out of it completely and just get on with the golden game. And we want owners that are prepared to invest mainly in the team, and not just outrageous amounts of money, but good signings, the right players. So there's no restrictions on them. It's very difficult at the moment, because you've seen what's happened with City. City they've led the way for about 7 years now, and it's mainly because of their owners, because of the money that they've been able to spend, which is more than most of the teams in the Premier League, to be fair. So when you get a Saudi owner or a Qatari owner, they tend to be able to spend so much more. But now the claws are clipped a bit by the financial fair play. They can't just spend at the moment exactly what they want, because they've got to keep within certain. And that's going to carry on happening as well. When this Man City thing finishes and we find out what the results of that is, that's all up in the air at the moment. We'll maybe find out in January. At the end of the day, there's a lot of problems with FSG, and a lot of people voice that opinion. And I'm not 100% happy with FSG. But all I will say is, we're top of the league at the moment, and success on the field has been quite good. in the last 9 years. They messed up the Anfield Road stand. I know that. That was a disgrace. And there's other things they've done wrong over the years with the ticket prices, and which upset the fans quite naturally and rightly. But in terms of the results we've achieved on the pitch in the last 9 years, I don't think we could be too unhappy.
Okay, well, there's my take on it. About being owned by the Saudi state or any other Arab state. I wouldn't mind it. I'm being honest, because people are look. I'm good at history, right? In fact, I'm excellent. Honestly, I'm not just saying. So I need, something, which is there, which is proof, right? I need this. And when I say this, that America is one of the most terrorist groups of countries in the world. And it is our owners, American owners. So why don't they say something about them? Why don't they say something about Standard Charter? I know all about it.
Doesn't fit their narrative, though.
It pisses me off when people say, "Oh, look at the religion state." Oh, shut off! Look at the religion state. That's the way they are. And don't forget, these same. I'm not swearing. These
same. Swear if you want, Frank. Have your Tourette's?
These same people, George, and Sherlock, but these same people, George, and we go back to when DIC, Sheikh Maktoum, was going to buy Liverpool. He was going to buy it.
That's right? Yeah, he was. I remember that, yeah.
Everybody was doing backward flips, cartwheels. They were all, they were doing it. These are the same pricks who turn around and say, "No, we don't want oil money." And I'll tell you why they're saying that. Because they're jealous of Manchester City. Because they took over, Arabs took over them. Remember when I don't know his name, who owns Manchester City, his cousin wanted to buy Liverpool. So, we all mention, financial fair play. Yeah, that's come into the equation now. People will disagree with me on here. But,
it's all about opinions, isn't it, Frank? It's all about opinions.
It is about opinions. And Sheikh Maktoum's two nephews are Liverpool supporters. And they were going to run the club. I
don't disagree with.
Newcastle was taken over when that woman led the consortium, and they were taken over, and the Newcastle fans had the Arab headdresses on and all sorts.
Yeah,
jumping around as if they were all Arabs. Oh, the glory days have come. We got an endless. Football fans are fickle. Football fans will support anybody that pumps money into the club. I'll tell you, they won't have any hesitation. If a Saudi Arabian consortium came over here and offered FSG crazy money for Liverpool, and Liverpool sold it, and the money was, the Liverpool fans would be probably accepted quite happily, I would imagine.
I think, to be honest, I think Liverpool are going to be sold, I really do. Really do. And it won't be to Americans because they're older now for a lot of money. I think it's going to go for around 7 to 8 billion. Liverpool. I'm
not very impressed by Chelsea in terms of what they've done, the money they've spent in the last. I don't know how much they've spent in the last 6 months. Last year, 800 million or something stupid.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
No.
Well, there was talks of Robert Kraft, who's another American and not a very nice American, buying over Liverpool Football Club a few years back, and that would be worse, to be honest with you. I mean, if we're talking about like what country would like to buy Liverpool Football Club, I would stay, and no offense to any American on here or whatever, but I would stay away from American owners because they are gung-ho for changing things. They don't have a clue about football. I mean, already in Serie A, they're thinking of having a match in America.
Yeah,
It's only
ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time before that happens, George, in the Premier League, if they allow it. So, you know, and that's the worst thing that could happen. That's the worst thing that could happen.
I mean, look what the Glazers have done to Man United. They've practically destroyed the club. I mean, the stadium's fallen down, and it's bottom half of the league until last Saturday. You know, and they've built that club on debt. American owners, the Glazers, and they're still there. They're still there.
Yeah.
And for the Liverpool fans that say, well, you know, if it wasn't for these owners, we wouldn't have the main stand and we wouldn't have Anfield Road, is utter rubbish. And if we, you know, also Kirby as well. But I mean,
That's their job. Invest in the club.
Exactly.
Christ, that's what they're there for, to invest in the club and then invest in the team. Spend money. They made enough money, haven't they? 300. What was it? 300 million they paid.
300 million. Yeah.
And that's now what, like Frank says, could be 7 billion, 5 billion now. Look at the profit they made.
Well, Jesus, they may want to knock down the Annie Roads and redo it, because Jesus, I saw a video.
I've said that all along since it bloody started.
Well, I mean, I was there for the Atalanta game, but it was an evening game, so I didn't see how bad it was then. But Jesus Christ, when I saw that video, it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. And something needs to be done about that. I don't know what they can do, but it's a mess.
The charging £800 a ticket for the hospitality in there, in Brodie's in the Anfield Road, and £800 per person for a free drink at half-time, a pan of scouse, and a singer, and a celebrity signing an autograph. That's it.
Well, Jesus, you'd be very lucky to even get near a Liverpool legend to sign an autograph there, because I was at Brodie's Lounge, and the only thing that I can say is, yeah, it looks nice, but it's certainly not worth over £1,000 for a day trip. I mean,
it's not plush, is it? It's very like street food, and a lot of people standing up.
I mean, it's and to be honest with you, the curry chips down near the Cop are far better than the food that
outside the club. Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Where the 12th Man pub, it's a lovely chippy there.
Oh Jesus, the one, oh my God, the one near.
Blimey, we're talking about football, and you're going on about bloody chips.
Listen, Frank. The one near.
It's part of the match day experience, Frank. It's part of the match day experience. Curry and chips before you go in.
The curry chips. The curry chips
near the inside Anfield as well.
The curry chips near the Flat Iron. I swear to Almighty God, I would nearly have brought the curry with me back to Ireland. It was amazing, and I go there every time I'm in Anfield, and I'll say to them, I actually came over to Ireland to get this, because this is amazing and it's incredible.
Thank you.
Sorry.
But when you buy one of these teddy bear t-shirts, don't eat your curry with it. It might spill over it. You know?
I hope to sell thousands of them, Frank.
Yeah. And the lads will buy them, and you know that.
I've already bought one.
Says, George, yeah, to use it. LFC could spend 350 million in one window and not break fair play rules.
I wish they would start doing it.
A leopard never changes its spot, Steve. They're not going to do it. I mean, when I watched that on the ball interview with Rafa and him talking about the net spend that he had to work with under Gillette and Hicks, Cowboys that pretended to have money, and we look at the Cowboys that pretend not to have money, and we still have the same net spend as what Rafa had. And now, like, football has completely changed over 10, 15 years. Money has gone way out of hand. The transfer market is crazy. Wages are crazy. The prices on these players are crazy. But, you know, if if you want to get left behind, then you'll continue to go along and continue to spend that amount of money, continue to use that net spend. Or
Frank, sorry, Sean.
No, go on.
If we're top of the league at Christmas and the January window opens in January, if we've got 350, whatever, they should spend it. They need to build that squad in the next few months, because that's the key time, January till April to May. And if we're top of the league at Christmas and the window opens in January, get spending, put the boat out, get the defensive midfielder, get the players we need in, 2 or 3 players, and consolidate and go forward and win the Premier League.
I think that's a great comment, because this comment's here. Question for the boys, Frank. Do we still need a number 6 to have a chance of winning the league? Yeah. Or is the emergence of Gravenberch form enough to carry us to the line? By the way, he looked far better than Casido on Sunday. Now, the simple question is, do we still need a number? I'm going to start. Yes. I've been saying it since the bloody sea. I've been saying it for 3 years.
Yes, I met you, Frank.
You know that, George. I've been saying it. Yeah. So that's my answer. Yeah. I'll go to you, George. What's your answer? You know what?
Yeah, Gravenberch is doing great. Nobody can deny that. He's a wonderful player. Wonderful. He's doing a great job there. But we get injuries. You know, you need backup. You need somebody in there who's in that position. I've always said that the championships or premiers are won from defence. You win by having a tight defence. We have got one of the best forward attack and strike team in the world with the ones we've got at the moment. They can score goals from any position. And midfield's now stronger than it's ever been. So we've got to keep it tight at the back. And we have been doing that, to be fair. But once you get injuries, you start, you know what can happen. You lose a couple of guys in the middle of the back four, lose a couple of midfielders, and it's open goal time.
I think that's a fair comment. Excuse me, that's a great comment, and I'll tell you for why. Just imagine this. If Quahim Kelleher, have I said his name right? I could never say it. Quahim.
I mean,
you should know, Sean.
It's Quiveen Kelleher.
Quiveen, okay. I'll just call him Kelleher. Sounds like the Queen. The Queen.
You must have a nickname.
It must do. Well, anyway. Imagine if he would have been sold.
Yeah.
Imagine what would have happened.
Yeah, third choice.
Yeah, third choice keeper in.
The lad came on against Palace.
Yeah. So there you go. So you're spot on. We do need backup, but we need quality backup. We really do.
The problem
Arnie Slot doesn't like, for some reason, Endo. He just doesn't like it. And he won't play him.
Yeah.
He won't play him. And Enzo come out and said, well, I don't mind, being a backup to anybody. That's what the lad said. But he's not getting a chance anytime. So, we do need one. Ari and Max joins us. He says, all right, Frank, George and Sean, we go again tomorrow. Absolutely.
Yeah, the games are coming thick and fast, aren't they? There's some big fixtures coming up.
This is why we need, to back up or to get some signings in January. But you'll hear, and I guarantee you this, and you can come back to me in January and say, you told us so. You will hear the media say, or the clique say, it's always difficult to buy players in January. That's what you'll hear. It's always difficult to buy players in January. So I don't think we will. I think we need players in January because coming up to the end of the season, I think we're going to lose some steam. And I think there's going to be some injuries as well. And I think we'll regret it. It'll be the difference between us, getting to the post and winning and not. And I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, last year with 8 games to go, we were top of the league. Yeah. And then we went to Man United and drew, and then we just dropped off.
Yeah.
We ended up, third or second, third, wasn't we?
Well, there's some good comments here, boys, and I want you to comment on them. Just let me read this one and a couple of more going down. Lads, says Steve, I have read articles by certain LFC websites saying LFC state-owned or Arab-owned is not what local fans want. I'm local. No one could get any more local than me. No one. Nobody. One cause their human rights issues. This is what I'm saying. These lads who are saying this haven't a fucking clue. They just haven't a clue about the bigger picture. They certainly haven't. But no mention of what Standard Charter, AXA and everybody else does. Nothing about Raytheon.
Zero mention of that. There was a few small YouTube channels that had mentioned it, but the big ones, not one mention of it. So, I mean, if you're going to, have morals and principles, you can't cherry pick where you want to have them because it doesn't suit your narrative. You can't turn around. I mean, Standard Chartered, if they're being investigated for the stuff that they've been investigated for, they should be kicked out of Liverpool. They shouldn't even have that on their jersey. We shouldn't have that on their jersey. As for LeBron James, if he's caught in that a whole P. Diddy thing, as I think he is, there's no way that he should be anywhere near Liverpool. He shouldn't even have his ugly mug at the Kop. And in terms of AXA, Nike, again, you can't cherry pick where you want to have your morals and principles. You're either all in or not, and that's it. So, we could go on about Qatar and what have you, and all of the baloney that was going on about Qatar. They held the safest and the best organized World Cup with no trouble, no hassle whatsoever.
And so brilliant stadiums, yep.
And brilliant stadiums. And so, I mean, I wasn't a fan of it being over there. I really wasn't. But do you know these same people who saying they don't want any of this and don't want any of that, don't want any state owns? I bet they go over to Dubai for a holiday. I bet most of them have been to Dubai. Saying, "Oh, this is fantastic." Yeah. What are they doing there? They're the same tulips that go on about, locals versus out-of-towners, and yet they're happy to do tours over in Ireland and get money out of us. And on the same day that I was over at a Liverpool Legends match where one of them in particular said, "Oh, that out-of-towner taking our tickets." And he was over in Ireland in the Ambassador.
Yeah.
You can't, you can't make these bloody stories up. And it is a very controversial thing, as it has been. PIF are going to sell Newcastle and buy LFC from FSG. FSG are expanding their sports portfolio in Saudi, and Saudi will buy LFC. Well, I know that they're over there. They've been there. I don't think that they're there now, officials from the owners over in Saudi, and they've been there a while. They haven't gone over for a holiday. They've gone over to negotiate. That's what it's all about.
But I think that's about the PGA.
I don't think much will change before the end of the season.
No, I know, but imagine, if it is sold, say it's sold either to Saudi or Qatari or whoever, like Liverpool Football Club. Well, these lads who say we don't want state-owned and all this, and look at the human rights, piss off the human rights. Look at America human rights, what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. And I don't think they haven't a clue. They think Disneyland is America. Yeah, they really did. And Hollywood, is all America. It's a load of, anyway. Look at P. Diddy and LeBron James. Anyway, so that's what he says, and he carries on by saying American investors are buying EPL clubs to eventually vote for the Super League. You're so right there, and FSG, if they don't sell, they'll want it. They're there to make money, and they'll make a lot of money if they do have a big European Super League. The Red Juice says, I heard from an Asian guy, he said Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi banned Islam some time ago. Have you any info, Frank? I'm leaving now until, I'll just tell you this. They've given women rights. They've given women all rights. Okay. But I'll be talking about that on the Friday show. And I'm definitely not going to I'll have to put my good Catholic mask on. I'll have to wear my old altar boy thing, so I won't swear.
By the way, guys, that's not me snoring, it's one of the dogs here, so just let you know. I'm not snoring here.
You say that every time.
I know.
Frank, from day one, Frank said from day one that the Annie Road stand has been built on the cheap by 10-year-old kids. That's right. Right. As soon as Buckingham got there, as soon as I said on here, I said, who's done the due diligence for Liverpool? Who's done it? Who's gone and done that? And they've gone back with the cheapest quote, and that was from Buckingham were going under. And they, well, when the Liverpool came in, I said, will you do that? And they were rubbing their hand. Yeah, we'll do that, because they were going into administration. Was I the only one? And you, George, were we the only ones who
they did the Fulham stand, didn't they? They did the Fulham stand, and then they went bust, didn't they?
I think that's Carlyle. Oh no, sorry.
No, Carlyle's gone.
The one by the river. They did that one by the river.
Yeah, they did the Fulham stand, but they were going into administration at the time. You don't do that. You don't go out there and say, yeah, we'll have you, because they're the cheapest thing. And here's what I said as well in one of the pods. When they went bust, here's what I said. I said, we should now get a load of workers in like ants. What I meant by ants, loads of workers doing the job to finish off the stand. They wouldn't even get, nearly swore again there. They wouldn't, those lads. I watched these drone lads, they're smashing the drone lads. And not one of them, I don't mean the drone lads, there was no workers working on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah.
And there was only a handful of them. No working. They wouldn't give them a weekends to get the job done. Why am I shouting? It's so, I'm infuriated by it. And
it's really
upsetting, mate.
It's upsetting, guys, because I really think that if they gave two hoots about the club, or if they even knew about the club, they would have maybe looked at the whole thing and looked at the COP as the focal point and build around that. In my opinion, I think they should have done what they did with Spurs, with White Hart Lane, and build around and maybe push up the pitch a bit more up to the Stanley Park around Annie Road area, and extend the COP. And I think it would have saved an awful lot of hassle. It's really sad to see. I was really looking forward to kind of Annie Road and seeing what it was like, and getting the hospitality thing. But to see the state of it, the brickwork, no seals around the windows and whatever, the bricks uneven and things jutting out of it. There was no window sills.
There was no window sills.
It's really badly done. Really badly done.
The rain gets in. Gets in. But anyway, James says, and I'm going to comment on this. A day out at the game for a family of 5 now is literally not far off a week in Spain. It's sickening.
Oh, it's more.
I told you this. I said to Francie, and I said, listen, whatever you do, get 3 tickets for the, I forget what bloody game it was. It was the Crystal Palace game last season when we got beat 1-0. I said, get 3 tickets. And she got back to me. to bring me daughter and my granddaughter to the game, it would have cost me, genuine, it would have cost me £3,060.
Is that in hospitality, Frank?
£1,020 each.
Is that in hospitality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shocking. But that's what we're being priced out. I can't even get tickets. My granddaughter, I've got her a top with Trent. She loves Trent Arnold. She loves him. And I've only ever brought her to one game. And I was lucky to get a ticket. I said to my daughter, Francine, I said, I want to take her to the Real Madrid game. And I've been trying everybody for the 2 tickets. They'd have to be together, because she's my granddaughter. And can I get one? Can I get 2? No, can't even get 1.
It's crazy, isn't it?
What is Spirit of Shankly doing about that? I mean, they're saying that they're representing
nothing.
They're doing nothing, exactly. And I mean, but they're looking at it from a local point of view only. Like the thing is if that costs you that amount of money, it costs me that and possibly more, Frank. And there's no way that anyone should be priced out of football. No way. And I couldn't care less about corporate. I'd rather have less corporate seats and more seats for the real fans.
You never see that now.
Oh, not at all. I mean, that's where FSG don't give a hoot.
No.
The Premier League is all about corporate. That's all it is. Premier League. They're making money. Even Everton's new stadium is full of corporate. That's where the money is for the club, which is
everyone who I talk to. By the way, everyone who I talk to, come out and say this. Everything is going corporate. It's pricing. I seen a comment today, and I commented on it, and it was Michael Dean who owns at Scarf or a Badge.
Yeah,
and he said that the way FSG are the owners now, they're not only pricing out, the locals, but they're also losing future generation Liverpool supporters.
Absolutely.
And I said, that's what I said, absolutely. Anyway,
you're gonna get people in a couple of years. You're gonna have just suit and ties, watching the games with hardly any knowledge of football or hardly any passion. And I guarantee you'll see atmospheres and stadiums just fizzle out.
You can see it. You can see it happening now.
Yeah.
Well, as James says, it's only what you said before, George. If we don't get Zubimendi in January, it's game over for us because we're in one injury. We're one injury from both Jones and Elliott in midfield. But also about the how can I put this? The likes of Gravenberch can't play every day.
No, of course he can't.
And he's susceptible to injuries if he does.
A week, two games a week, every week till Christmas for Wesley.
Exactly.
And then if they're not playing for us, they're playing for the country.
Yeah. And so that's Jay says they bought us for 300 million value as close to $1 billion and stands falling to pieces like they done just to our side after we won the Premier. They're jokes, he's saying. That's FSG.
Yeah.
That's getting down to them. I know we wanted. I think we've got to get on to. I'm going to go on to these 3 comments. We need another attacking player just because of Jota. Even though Nunes is a menace, I'd definitely get another attacking player who I have no idea. Maybe Musiala, but cannot see it personally. I've seen someone before. I'm awfully sorry. Let's see. Judge the Red. Can't see us signing a traditional number 6 anymore. Not under this management. A versatile midfielder more likely. That's a good shout, that actually. Yeah. But we do need a number 6. And as James said, we need another striker as well. And Steve says, lads, if FFPSR are terminated, FSG will sell LFC in a heartbeat. Why Real? Why real fans will demand FSG to spend on? We're demanding now, though, Steve. Yeah. We demand it now, mate, and nothing happens. As I said, they just spin things. They spun about Tchouaméni. They spun about Bellingham. Because they said,
if they don't spend money in January, it'll be a disgrace because they didn't spend any money in the last transfer window except to appease the fans somehow, and that didn't appease the fans to spend 11 million on on Chaser. That would be two windows without a signing is not tenable compared to the competition. Every other club has been spending, and if we want to win the league, we have to do something in January.
The worrying thing, George and Frank, is that a lot of people are brainwashed by the main YouTubers and podcasters, the clique, as I call them, the journalists. You heard Chris Bashcombe talking about Olympic crying. You heard, is it Ian Doyle, I think, that was Blood Red, the podcast for Liverpool Echo, where he said it's an absolute disgrace how some of the fans are giving about FSG. Would they rather, the club was run by or run like Man United or City or Chelsea or whatever? And I think there's this kind of like, if you question these owners and if you don't adhere to our way of thinking, which we have to adhere to in order to get our perks and our exclusives, then you're not a fan. You're plastic, as I've been accused of, and as Frank has been accused of. And it's the expectations of the club have been managed. Now, that's disgraceful. But I just think that that's now the norm. And I mean, I had someone there. As you know, I do. I'm part of AKM LFC, and we were doing our Monday stream, and someone said, "Sean, why are you so negative? It's like you're happy when Liverpool lose." I mean,
I don't think so.
Well, I know that's not the case at all. I mean, I have literally cried. I have literally jumped for joy. I've nearly put out my back several times with, and shouted, nearly give my father a heart attack, So there's no one more. I mean, people can talk and question my passion for the club.
No one can question mine. A relationship was spoiled because of Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah,
a relationship that I was, was happy in. And I still grieve today. But that's they can't call anyone. People. I don't understand these people. I don't think half of them have got a little, a brain cell. Because we want the best for the club. Yeah. This is why we're saying, look, invest, George.
We haven't seen the bigger picture.
He's angry and he's saying it. George is angry and he's saying we need investment. We need to carry on. We need to keep the momentum going.
So it's the only way you'll get to the top and stay there.
Absolutely.
Invest when you're strong. Don't invest when you're weak. Invest when it's no good having investing might get them to the middle of the table, but Liverpool need to invest because they're up at the top of the table, sailing along on the crest of a wave. We need to get a little bit stronger and take care of these possible injuries. And what's Hughes and Edwards and all them guys doing? They're supposed to be looking at these players. They're supposed to be looking at the market, putting the feelers out, speaking to agents, getting the plans together. They must know what's going on now between now and Christmas. They must know it's a tough league. We've got Real Madrid coming up in the European Cup. We've got Aston Villa at home. We've got Man City.
Arsenal
on Saturday. I mean, that could topsy-turvy our season one way or the other. And if we get through it, and I think we will, we get to the end of the year, the big stuff comes after that. Then that's where we make our run.
Yeah.
But guys,
Exactly.
you know something is up. Like, I mean, you know, people will question me or question Frank or question yourself, George, on our views of the owners and what have you, and cues and what have you. When you have a journalist doing the circuit and going around telling us that Richard Hughes is respected by his peers and people in the know and people in that world, and people that have a right to an opinion, you know something is up. You look at the 2-week tribute that the Liverpool Echo did on Ian Ayre. Ian Ayre was a complete and utter joke at that club. I mean, and the jokes that were online about him was crazy. With regards to just the comment there about, you know, how having a difference of opinion from the mainstream has affected people and relationships and what have you. There was pictures up of my family, my parents' house, with flames drawn out of it, circulated all over the internet. There was pictures of my late aunt circulated online, insulting her. She never did any harm on anybody. My place of work was contacted, and they were threatened and they were blackmailed into trying to sack me. There was people that had contacted the Merseyside police when we tried to organize a protest, which is our right. Martin, who comes on here, he had the Merseyside police a week before he got married, and I had to contact the Merseyside police and sort all of that out. Otherwise, he would have been locked up, God knows. But a supporters group in Ireland, an official one, had reported it. And these are Liverpool fans who talk about the Liverpool way and the Shankly way and all of that, and haven't the foggiest clue about it. You have journalists that will not converse with people that has questions of these owners or are skeptical of these owners or think that they should be spending more. You get insulted. Chris Bashcombe going on about Olympic crime. James Pearce going on about where are the net spend boys now when Liverpool win a game. And yet, 8 years later, he's talking about net spend himself. So it's an absolute mess, guys. And I mean, I know, Frank, I don't know too much about what you went through, only what you've told me. But I swear to Jesus, I mean, I nearly had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
I really,
you know.
No,
and I fell out of love with football for a while as well, and I had to grow. I had to get it back.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that, you know, someone have a link up here. Steve says, Sean, talking facts on most of the fans being brainwashed by certain LFC channels on FSG payroll. These channels have got some of our fans to accept top 4 finish as success, having low net spend. Good. You know, and that's what they say. Oh, isn't it great? You know, look how much we've spent, and it's the lowest in the league. They're made up with that. No, I'm not made up with it.
They talk about the Liverpool way and doing it the Liverpool way.
The Liverpool way, yeah. Sure. This is anyway. Oh yeah, look, TW. Any news on Saudi buying the Yanks out? Just missed it.
Rumours going around there. Obviously, a lot of rumours going around the fan base.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know whether they're still there, as I said before, or you know, they're back in America. I just don't know, and I think they don't go over there, as I said. They go over to negotiate. They'll go over to negotiate, and. You know, we're coming up to November. I remember 2 years ago, FSG came out and said we're selling the club. And I said, take no notice of that.
Yeah.
Because by February, when we're not buying in the January window, they'll say, "Oh, we're not selling it now. We want investment."
They were all keen to join the Super League, weren't they? They were one of the leading. They were all Chelsea, Liverpool, and a couple of others until the fans stopped them. Power of the fans stopped them.
Yeah. Well, all the fans around Europe.
This game in America, I mean, I'll really go off the top if they start playing the Premier League in America. I think it's the most outrageous and disgraceful thing if they ever do that. It really is.
Yeah, Sean says, Steve says, Sean, I saw that hate towards your family and it's disgusting. And these fans call themselves LFC fans. They are clowns. I'd say more than clowns.
And Steve, I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't even mind, guys, that, like, you know, after a while, because it took its toll on me. After a while, I went kind of WWE on them. I mean, I was literally calling them out, and I was saying, listen, if you want to have it, have it. Because my family were, you know, they were mentioned, and there was a lot of hate thrown at them. And they weren't responsible for anything. And it was absolutely horrible. And unfortunately, these people, and some of them are Liverpool channels as well, they'll remember your reaction to their behavior, like a typical narcissist, but they won't remember what led up to that. And what led up to that was years and years and years and years of abuse and talking about someone's mental health and insulting someone's family and trying to get involved in someone's personal life. And again, I'm just a normal Joe Soap, a Liverpool fan, true and true, that has an opinion, and it may be different to yours, but I guarantee you, none of them would talk like that to someone in a pub that had a different opinion. They just wouldn't agree.
Well, I'm giving a talk on Thursday afternoon, late, 4 o'clock it starts. But I've got to be out. I'm getting picked up at 3. And the two 125 sellout Evertonians.
Well,
See George there, look, George. No, I'm just giving a shock.
I'm letting you two sort it all out between you.
I was going to say as well, I'll bring you two along.
Oh, yeah, bring us.
Yeah, but I was going to say social media is a cesspit. It's a cesspit, like certain parts of it. Some good stuff as well, obviously. But I mean, you're right. People won't say things to your face, they'll say on a keyboard. And it's disgraceful. The families should be affected by anything going on like that. Life's too short, honest to God. I mean, it's a nonsense. People get themselves into that situation. I feel sorry for you,
as
Sean.
you said before, George, it's all about opinion.
Well, that's right. You can't agree with everybody, can you? You've got a right to express your opinion.
Yeah.
Free speech should be there. You should be able to say without fear or favour. You don't have to be aggressive about it. You just say what your opinion is. And if the other guy doesn't agree with it, say, fine, let's shake and move on.
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned view, but I think it works.
Yeah. And the Reggie says, unfortunately, there are a lot of disgusting, cruel, cretins, so-called humans today. I pray for you and your family, Sean.
Bless you, Reggie. Appreciate that. And you and yours.
And James says, all big football YouTube channels are getting paid to say what the PR for that team wants. That's why they get perks, etc. Certain individuals going on their podcast, but wouldn't consider other platforms. And that's it, that's it. It's
the same with the reporters. The reporters have got to be in favour of the club. Otherwise,
they have to. Yeah, they have to.
That's how it works. It's always worked like that. Even when I played, they used to come and speak to Shankly. They used to suck up to him. They used to, give him all the best. I mean, it happens all the time. They're not neutral.
I wonder what the Shanks would say today if he's seen it.
Oh, Jesus. God, yeah. Can imagine it. He wouldn't stand any nonsense.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. And that's that.
And he had the power to back it up, and the character and the personality to back up whatever he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
He might have some questions over a union that's using his name at the moment and looking to maybe sort that out, because I don't think that's right to be using his name either.
No.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. But, at the end of the day, Shankly's an icon, at the end of the day. And, looking at today, how he would have handled, I got that question the other day in an interview, how would he handle things today? Shankly was not a director's man. They were only there to sign the checks. He had no love for anybody in that. He was a socialist to his bones. And he wanted the fans, that's all, interested players, the fans and the coaches and the pitch and the success. He wasn't interested in the magnifications of the directors. He used to sit in the boardroom in their collars and ties, and Bill looked a bit out of place in there. He couldn't wait to get the board meeting finished, get away.
Well, as James says, these channels are definitely getting backed by the teams. Redmen TV, Mark Goldridge for Man United, and AFTV for Arsenal. And
I'm not too sure about that, James, in terms of Mark Goldridge and AFTV. AFTV wouldn't be very popular with the football club. Mark Goldridge is kind of shunned by Man United because, to be honest with you, he calls it out.
Liverpool, isn't he?
He calls it out. So
he calls everything out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was watching him once. I forget what game it was, and he said, Liverpool. He said, "What's going?" And he was calling out VAR and the referees. Yeah. He said, "I forget what game it was." When he said that was a penalty. Forget what game it was. This is a while back. Mark, for Liverpool, he said Liverpool should have had a penalty. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, he does. He calls it out. He does. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I tune into him now and again, not all the time. Please believe that, not all the time, because you
get some nonsense programs, don't you, Frank? Have you seen these programs where they have fans' reactions and they go crazy over it's funny. It is funny, I was one on Chelsea the other day, and when Chelsea equalised, they're all jumping around the room and throwing stuff around, and then next minute, old Curtis Jones bangs in a winner, and they're all got under the table.
Yeah, I was watching this lady. Well, I use that word loosely because she's got some mouth on her, but she's Astrid something or other. Astrid Wet, I think is her name, but horrible person, because she's been in Anfield a couple of times for Liverpool, Chelsea, and of course wasn't too happy with Liverpool beating Chelsea. But the mouth on her, and I'm not going to support Chelsea anymore, and these effing Scousers are cheating, whatever. But no, in regards to what James said, I think Goldbridge is kind of shunned by Man United and AFTV. I remember, I think his name was Robbie, him getting dogs abuse outside. Oh my God, what's Arsenal Stadium called again? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I can't remember. Emirates, yeah. So he was getting dogs abuse and something was thrown at him. So I don't think Arsenal Football Club or Man United like any of those two.
Well, Reg, you say some people forget to like. Don't be one of them. Also, if not, already give our Frank a sub. You won't be disappointed. Also, if you like on a device, check the like on your TV because it don't show up sometimes. And I think this is a good thing. Goldbridge has just been warned by Man City's hierarchy never to mention their name in a negative way again. Facts, Sean. How about that?
Yeah. Well, desperate measures from Man City. That Man City should really be worrying.
And lads, the third best fans channel behind yours, Fozzie, to watch for pure laughter, is the Spurs fan channel called Expressions. Makes me laugh and cry at the same time.
Some of them are amazing. Some of them channels are amazing. They've even got Japanese guys bouncing around.
Oh yeah,
a Chelsea shirt on or a Man United shirt on, speaking incomprehensible Japanese, throwing furniture about. It's ridiculous.
Well, I had YouTube on, and it had Indian fans' reaction, to the Sunday game, right? Chelsea Liverpool, and should have seen it. So funny.
That lad, Joel's goals. He's on a Liverpool one. The lad, Joel's goals. Was it Joel's? That guy that came on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's on one of the fan reactions. He's
good. Oh, but it was not that funny. Yeah, no, it was Indians in a pub in India. Loads of Indians in a pub. I should have seen it. It was
you forgot about our channel as well, by the way. AKM LFC. Forgot about us.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go. Need to check us out as well.
Yeah, hang on. No, it's not. Sorry, there. That was the little teddy bears. Yeah. Well, that's Mike Jane, who I mentioned before about,
You've got a cracking business, that is.
Yeah. AKM LFC. That's your channel, isn't it?
It's Adam's channel. We've actually got something lined up there with I'm allowed to say it now because we just announced it last night. But we have a great thing with Fibber Sports Memorabilia that do a lot of signed stuff, and we've got a paid membership now. I think it's $1.99 or $2.99 a month, which is nothing. But anyone that's a paid member has an opportunity of winning stuff. So, we're not charging anyone massive amount of money, and you have an opportunity of winning a nice signed autograph there. We've got Jan Moby, and I think we have a Bobby Firmino thing. So we're really looking forward to that. So if anyone wants to join, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, Gordon Wallace and I did a signing last week for. We raised about £1,116 for blood cancer, and we signed photographs, shirts, and my books.
That's what I'm
looking at. That was amazing.
I'm actually giving a talk on Thursday about blood cancer and prostate, and the audience is people who've actually suffered from it.
Well, that's what my wife had. She had non-Hodgkin.
I'm just waiving my fee, and just said, look, I don't want a fee. As long as you pick me up and bring me back. And a cup of tea, he says, you've got your own, which is great.
A cup of tea and a digestive.
A donut.
Oh, yeah. And what's the Flying Pig United channel? The guy is hilarious. I just want to say this, people. I've only got it on my phone. And it's the fantasy football for the Champions League. And what you can get for the Champions League, I'll have to take that down a minute.
I'm in the other one. I moved up 2 places this week.
You said the Chargers in the other one.
I did, yeah. I moved up 2. I had a good week this week. Salah got me 25 points because he's captain of my team.
You can actually win this, boys and girls. It's the programme from Madrid when we played Spurs in the final. And right there is the proper signature, by the way. It's not like...
It's a brilliant prize, that, isn't it? Yeah, that's great, that. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So that's your prize if when someone wins it. And I'm sorry, I'll get Jason to throw it up. I've got it here on my phone,
Put one of my books up for your second prize, Frank, and I'll sign one.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, George, that's brilliant.
Yeah, you can have a second prize now. And
George.
I'll take my place behind Mo Salah.
I'll donate a Shano calendar, 2025 signed.
There you go, brilliant.
There it is. That's hang on a minute.
Yeah, I get an idea for it.
This is ridiculous, this. Right. it's the fantasy football. Right, let's see. If anyone can take a photo shot of that, you'll be able to join the fantasy. Okay. And as I said, and even George a signed book as well, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you, George. And this one here, that's the actual program. That's how thick it is. It's the actual program and Mo Salah's autograph.
That's very good, that, Frank, yeah, because it's hard to get his autograph.
And the reason why Frank is talking about those prizes, because the prize for the Premier League, the Fantasy Premier League, has already been taken. Sean's wrist has been fitted for Frank's watch. So just thought I'd let you know that.
And
you're doing well there. You're doing well there. I'm chasing you. I'm a long way behind.
Yeah, look, there's the prize you can win for winning the fantasy premiership thing, and it's that glorious watch. And I remember when someone said to me, I forget who it was, just that work, and I had to bring it in, didn't I? When it shows at work in perpetual motion, I was saying,
yeah, you showed it to me when I came down your place.
Yeah, I showed you it, didn't I? And see, why I'm giving it, I'm being honest, it's not a cheat or anything. It's if you look at the wines are there, it's what you call a lock. And I suffer from my arm here. I suffer on this arm here, and I can't even open. You're not going to believe this. I can't open, a bottle of milk. Yeah. I can't open a bottle of milk, and it's shocking because the pain's excruciating. I can't grip anything. And I've got a jar I love. This might sicken you, actually, but I love beetroot sandwiches, and I can't open the jar. I've got the jar, so I keep meaning to ask Francine or a friend, who comes to see me, can you open that for us? I can't open it. It's shocking. And someone said, just knock it on the thing. I said, I can't, because I can't. I can't do it, Yeah. If I did that, George, I think it'll just spill. I'll go all over the place. It'll be worse off.
Well, that fantasy league, I'm at a disadvantage in that fantasy league because it took me 3 weeks to understand how it worked. So I lost 3 weeks. I lost 3 weeks scores. I'm 3 weeks behind, and I'm still in the top half.
Well, that'll do me, George. And as I said,
I'm on a roll. I'm riding high.
The excuse is out already.
I'll get a few more a few new signings in January. I think I've got 4 free transfers ready to throw in.
It's not going to be enough, Frank or George. It's not going to be enough.
But anyway, can I finish off? I said that's your plan.
Jono's Sensations is in a Champions League spot, but he's going to beat JC, so yes.
But that's your,
I'll give that a miss.
So that's your prize, and good luck to everyone who's in it. Klopp's last stand. I'll be going to see that. Are you going to that next week, George?
Yeah, my wife's coming with me as well, Frank.
Well, I'll see you there.
See you there, yeah. Look forward to that, yeah. Yes, I'll be there.
I'm giving a talk on that day as well. I'm giving a talk on the 11th. But, that's in the, it's at lunchtime. It's a lunchtime talk.
I think Jeff's been interviewed by Steve Hunter, the LFC TV commentator.
Well, I want him on here on Tuesday, to be honest. He said that he'd come on next Tuesday.
Oh, well, he will do if he says so, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Reds Odyssey, that's the Klopp's Last Stands is his latest. And it's getting sold by them. And look at there's the Lost Shankly boy, George Scott's Anfield journey. And Mr. Scott is with us today, as you know. And he said that he'll give a signed one away for the...
dedicated to whoever wins.
Yeah, they are. See, you've got 2 great prizes. You've got a watch and that. The Lost Shankly boy, signed by the great man himself, George. That's brilliant, that.
No problem, Frank.
I'm looking forward to getting the book myself. I ordered it there.
Yeah, you had a problem, didn't you, with Amazon? I seen a little thing online about that. That was shocking, that. Really shocking.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't go into detail on here. But
I contacted the police over it, and I've contacted Amazon, and Amazon just sent me this message saying, we've sorted out internally. I was like, that's not good enough. That's just simply not good enough. But I swear to, I won't go into any detail, but my God.
No, I know what happened, yeah.
Well, anyway, Spider LFC. Hello, Spider.
Spider.
Spider-Man. Yeah, you could say, all right, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Anyway, he says, Mark is very unbiased. Well, 99% of the time. Sometimes, like every other fan, he can lose the biased rag every so often. She who shall not be named, or it's only a clickbait, lads. Blocker. I know who's talking about. And do you mean Alice? Why does she do a lot of shows about the pool? Being a United fan, clickbaiters get subs. Too many sheeple in the world. I know, yeah, that Alice girl. And when Liverpool play Man United, what an era. But
I think I've seen her, yeah, in the crowd.
Yeah, blonde girl, posh.
Yeah,
posh. Well, posh.
I was gonna say Alice. Who that is Alice? But then I didn't want to curse.
Yeah, just coming up with excuses already, says Reggie.
that's true. Like, I had to get some coaching. Spent about 3 weeks getting coached by my sons. They were getting more frustrated by the day. But they finally got there. And I know what I'm doing now. So, as I say, I know I'm buzzing.
No, it's whoever wins it anyway, and it's all for fun. It's all.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as I'm in the top half of the league, I'll be happy.
But the watch is still mine.
So anyway, Callum says 5-2 Madrid now.
I told you it was early days.
Yes, you told them no scores, please, no scores. Because it's like, what we're talking about always takes away the thing.
That was disappointing last time when we were 2-0 up against Madrid, wasn't it? And they came back and hammered us at Anfield.
Anyway, Alice, the United fan, says, Steve, you never walk alone. Gets more LFC sheep fans on their channel than United fans. Right, lads, what I need, who do you think, or, Kelleher's playing, we can't afford to drop him.
Yeah.
We can't afford to rest him.
No.
So, George, I'm just a back forward, then I'll go to Sean and his back forward, and I'll go on from there. Is that okay? So, who's your back forward for tomorrow night?
Well, I think you play Trent. Bradley's not fit, is he? I think.
No,
Bradley's injured. Bradley's injured.
Okay, Trent. I would say Trent, Canati, Van Dijk, and either Robertson or Greek Scouser.
Tsimikas.
Yeah, Tsimikas, I think. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I think Trent. Canate, Virgil, they might put Gomez in.
Might do, yeah, they might do. They play quite well.
Well, I think you're right there. I think they might rest Trent for some reason. Might put him on the bench and play Joe Gomez at right back and Tsimikas on the left with both. He even might play Kwanzaa, and Virgil.
Well, it's a big game because we need them 3 points.
Yeah. But That's the way. Okay. What about midfield, George?
Well, McCallum. Oh, it's a difficult one, this, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'll tell you what. We'll leave the midfield for now and come back to it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
What's your forward line, Sean? What's your forward line? Because we leave the midfield until the last.
Well, obviously Núñez will be up front. I think I'd probably put Salah, and I'd probably give Diaz a break and put Gakpo.
Okay.
Yeah.
George, I'm sorry. Go on. Your forwards. Your forward line.
Well, definitely Salah. I'd play Salah. And I'd play. Well, I think I'd play Núñez. And I'd like to see Diaz start because I love Diaz. Although either one of them two, but Diaz didn't start on Saturday, did he?
No.
So I'd have Diaz and bring Gakpo on.
Well, that's my forward line. What you've just mentioned there. That's my forward line. And now the midfield. I'll go to you, Sean, on midfield. Who's your midfield? And we'll go to the chat then.
Oh God. As George said, I think that's going to be a tough one because is Maka fully fit or not? If so, then obviously he'll play.
I think he is fully fit, by the way.
I'd play Jones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'd put Gravenberch anyway.
Okay.
Definitely. And Szoboszlai.
Yeah. And who else? You've only picked two.
No, if Maka is fit, I'd put Maka. I'd put Szoboszlai and who else did I say? Gravenberch.
Yeah. So and no Jones then.
It really depends. If Maka is injured, I'd put Jones there.
Okay. All right. But what about dropping Szoboszlai and putting Jones in, McAllister and Gravenberch?
Yeah.
He's done that before, you see. Okay, I'm just saying. What about yours, George? What's your midfield?
I definitely play Gravenberch. And I think I agree with Sean. It depends on McAllister's fitness. He only had 10 minutes or something, didn't he? He didn't have a lot the other day. I'd probably rest McAllister, really. And again, because a big game coming up again the weekend at Arsenal. Right, I would play Curtis Jones because he had a big game at the weekend. He must be buzzing. He's on form. So I play him and I play Gravenberch. And Jones and Szoboszlai.
It's horrible. That's the worst, isn't it? You can pick your forwards like that. You can pick your back four like that, but it's the bloody...
There's very few options because we haven't got Harvey Elliott either, have we? So
exactly.
That's what we're talking about. Injuries, it can throw you out.
Well, this is it, and this is why we still need a bloody number 6. It's as simple as that. And,
there's only 4 of them, isn't there? Who else have we got?
Yeah, that's it.
The young lads have all been loaned out.
Yeah.
What about the young lad? The young lad that is only 18, just signed a long contract. He's quite slim lad. Coloured lad. He's a fantastic player. Potential. Maybe he may get a job on the bench. Iani with you. Naomi. Be a chance maybe to things are going well to bring him on.
Well, okay. Steve says back 4: Trent, Canate, Virgil, Tsimikas. That's what he says, which is a good one. Callum. He says Kelleher, Trent, Quansah, Van Dijk, Tsimikas. That's
a good team as well.
That's what more or less I've said, about the back four. But I put instead of Trent, we could try out Joe Gomez there. Anyway, carries on by saying Jones, Endo, Szoboszlai. Now look at that there.
I don't think he'll play.
Well, Endo wouldn't let us down, would he? Endo's a warrior, isn't he? He'll fight every inch of the pitch. I wouldn't have a problem with him.
You'll have us arguing with our chats next time. I wouldn't put that there.
That's a good team. I like that team Callum's put in there.
Yeah, Diaz, Nunes, Salah.
And it's resting a few players.
No one leaves Salah out, George. No one leaves Salah out.
No.
And
the thing is, they'll probably end up using 15 players. They'll end up using 15 players anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what Callum carries on and says. Risk Gravenberch, Kanate, and don't risk Maka.
No, I wouldn't
That's
risk
how
Maka.
important Maka is, to be honest.
Keep him for Saturday.
Let's see. Reggie says, anyone see another traitor? Steve Nichols saying he doesn't want to see Liverpool play like that again.
I've seen that.
Chelsea's game. Did he forget? We wondered. Yeah, he said it in a bad way.
Surprised at that.
Well, I liked what Robertson said after the game when he said we didn't want to lose that game. That's why we fell back. I mean,
to be honest, the Arsenal game is a much bigger game than this one for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we've got more opportunities to qualify in Europe, and we will do.
Yeah.
We will do. And we need to get into the next phase. But the Arsenal game's key.
I agree. Steve says midfield. Morton, Enzo, Jones, fresh legs needed.
I think that's a step too far.
I think so, yeah.
And Callum says, Nicola's such a bad pundit. Then Steve says his front three. Salah, Nunes, Diaz.
Definitely.
Isn't it? Yeah, not one Liverpool lad would leave Salah out. That's how important Salah is. And Virgil, by the way.
He wants to play every game, doesn't he?
Yeah. James, Kelleher, Trent, Ibu, Virgil, Robbo, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, Diaz, Nunes, Salah.
That's the full team. That.
Yeah, that's
really depends on McAllister though if he's fit.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, the IBR says I think Szoboszlai is struggling, so I'd bench him. We said that, didn't we? Remember?
Yeah, he is struggling just at the moment. Yeah.
We have said that. Because remember when Gravenberch, look at him. Look at the player he's become.
He's transformed into a super player.
He says, there's no chance of me. And look at Kanate. I'm not being funny. Kanate's been with us a while now.
Yeah.
When that Ipswich game, and he took Quansah off, he came on, and he's never looked back. And I think the same with Gravenberch. And it could happen, because I was listening to Dominic Szoboszlai today on the press conference, and he said, "No, I'm not playing too good." He said, "But I can play better." He's more or less. I'm just working hard to get there. I'm just working hard.
I think the whole world on the two dogs here know that he can play better. It's just a matter of him doing it.
That's it. That's it.
What's the breed of your dogs, Sean?
They're two cockapoos.
Two what?
Two cockapoos. It's a mix between a cocker spaniel and a toy poodle.
Oh, lovely.
Well, Callum says Naoni. I'm sorry there. I'm sorry.
That's the one I was talking about, Frank. Naoni, yeah.
Yeah. And Callum says Naoni. That's when we're trying to his name. Anyway, IBR says Naoni is only 17 years of age. So a game like this, and I think he's right, is too
Yeah, he
much.
wouldn't play him from the start. He wouldn't play him from the start. But I mean,
No.
he could maybe go on last 10 minutes if they're doing well. A bit of experience.
And Steve says, Arn will go strong and make 2 changes from the last game. Robbo and Gakpo out, Samikas and Diaz in. Arn never makes more than 2 changes per game. He could burn them out, I've seen Liverpool over the years and we've been burnt out at a certain stage in the season. And that happened a couple of years ago when we were going after the quad.
Strong.
IBR, Kelleher, Trent, Canate, Van Dijk, Gomez, Gravenberch, Jones, McAllister, Salah, Nunes. That's a full team there. With the exception of Gomez. And it's not a bad team either, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I said Gomez myself. My back four was the same as his.
Well, John, let's go through these. Get down to this. See Dubs. John needs a rest. Starting versus Arsenal. Okay. Say Steve, you love it. And he carries on. Don't start Tom, Mac and Gravenberch tomorrow. Callum gives us prediction. Leipzig 1, Liverpool 4.
That'd be so if that happens.
Well, he says feels Leipzig defensively are very open. See Dubs, first time I've seen your name, mate, Will Trent be a Red next season, or is he going to Madrid?
Who knows? Who knows?
We discussed all that, at the beginning of the show. But what we came up with, that he will get his contract here.
I think 70% chance of him going to Real. That's how I think he's more likely to leave.
Okay.
Of the three, I think he's the biggest risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the 3. Steve says, Canate minutes have been well managed by Arn, and he is no longer covering for Trent. No more.
Yeah.
He just does his job. Less running, less muscle injuries. It's a good shout, though.
Yeah.
That's a very good shout. And Callum says, Steve, he made four changes, that is, and he has done. Read you off topic, but just seeing headline: British soldiers deployed to London for fear of chaos. Those who can't be named being doing another peaceful protest. Yeah, it's going worse. I'll be talking all about that, Red Jew, on Friday night. All about current affairs. So that's on the agenda. James says, don't be surprised with Klopp to pull a rabbit out of the bag. The hat. I know. No, but don't be surprised.
He means Slot, I think. Does he?
Oh, well, I can't see how Klopp would be pulling anything out of the bag. Because
no, James means, I think he means Slot. It's just.
I think so.
It's hard to forget Jurgen, isn't he?
Oh.
I don't know. If it is Klopp or who he means, don't be surprised with Klopp to pull a rabbit out the bag or the hat. Open up, but don't be. Can't be Klopp.
Supposed to be a Netflix documentary coming out soon.
Yeah,
that they've been filming at Anfield all over that period. So it'd be very interesting to see if anything comes out of that.
Well, he didn't want it done anyway.
No, but
I don't think you'll see anything. I don't think you'll see anything that doesn't show the owners in a good light.
No.
You'll see that censored to hell. So,
prediction time, lads, before we go. George,
right.
Sorry.
Decision time for the score tomorrow. Well, I think Leipzig are having a good time. Somebody said earlier on that they're the second in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough game, so I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Liverpool come out, I would say 2-1.
Okay. Sean.
Well, I was right at the weekend with the prediction. Today, I'm going to go for 3-0 to Liverpool. I think, why not?
Okay. I'm going to go 2-0.
Yeah, well, that's good. We're winning. That's the main thing. We're winning, boys.
Yeah. And
come back with 3 points. Come back with 3 points. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. Yeah. And no injuries.
And get ready for the big one at the weekend.
Yeah.
And there's a cracker, isn't it? Does anyone know if Chiesa is back?
He's still in the lobster
He's having a
pot.
sausage.
He's in the lobster pot.
He was having some sausage, egg, and chips tonight, wasn't he? Somewhere.
With a sausage dinner.
George got there ahead of me.
Look at this one. Hey, Mac. IBR, he's back in training with Artemelo, Thiago, Lord Luton, and Shega, of course.
And Keita.
And Kate, oh Jesus, yeah.
We're great, aren't we? Aren't these lads brilliant?
And Aquilani.
I'll leave Alberto out. He's Italian. Go on.
Do you remember that time they had all the players that were leaving the club on the centre circle, and they presented them with a portrait of themselves, and it came on the internet, and the one of Keita had a skeleton, like an X-ray. I thought it was genuine. I said, look what they've presented him. They've presented him with a skeleton. It was an AI, automatic.
That was so funny, that. Oh, brilliant.
He's long as an X-ray,
God love him.
Yeah, she jumps. He says 3-1 the Reds. Good man. She jumps. That's a cracker, that she jumps.
Yeah.
Never seen him. It must be new to the channel.
Sturridge, yeah, there's another one, C-dubs.
Yeah. Is Chiesa the twin brother of Arthur Mello? We won't see him on the pitch.
Arthur Mello had more action on Instagram talking about his former club when he was at Liverpool than he did playing for Liverpool. I mean, it was just cringe.
Yeah.
He meant slot. He said he meant slot.
Okay. Because I don't think Klopp is starting that job until January anyway.
No, he isn't for the Red Bulls.
No.
I see it's caused a lot of problems. It's caused a lot of problems with Dortmund and Mainz. They've got banners all over the pitch having a right go at him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jurgen, something to do with the politics of German football. I don't know what it's all about.
Upset a lot of people.
Yeah.
To be honest, upset a lot of people.
Goes back to your comment, George, about fans being tickled, But there you go.
Yes.
It is. And James says, sorry, boys, it's the phone. It doesn't say what you type. I meant to say slot hate. I meant to say slot. Hate this autocorrect, whatever it's called. But I'm saying 3-0 to us anyway. So there you go. Steve says, Openda is a dangerous player for them. He will cause us problems. Callum says, an Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Sturridge. She jumps.
Injured.
I think he was out.
He was injured a lot. He was injured a lot, wasn't he?
He was out every Christmas, George and Sean.
Yeah.
It was. And someone said to me, I was at the game, and I said, why is this fella injured again? This is like just before, I think it was a week before Christmas. He said, it's his religion.
Yeah.
And I went,
you want a bit of Christmas turkey.
He's got his crucifix on his ear, isn't he? He's not a bad pundit, though.
Yeah, he's not too bad. I don't like that.
He starts singing to you. That's when you want to turn it off.
What do you think of that, Micah Richards? I think he's.
I don't like him. I don't like him. No.
Did you hear what he said when Liverpool beat Chelsea? He said, "I think the title challenges now." Liverpool, that is.
Yeah, thank you. 6 European Cups.
You know, sitting on top of the league, I think the challenge is beating Monza all season. I think that
He should stick to we buy any car.
Kaiser was offers with his team.
He spends
Dancing about in front of a
£600
car.
on his hair. 600 quid on haircuts a week.
Richards.
Michael Richards.
Does he?
Yes. He gets 2 haircuts a week.
2
more than me.
Well, I have my barber. He comes to me because of, I can't get to him, and he comes to me, and I give him 30 quid. And Jerry came one day. I'm not now, and he went, "Do you want your haircut?" I said, "Yeah." I said, he said, "How much was that?" I said, 30 quid. He went, "You what?" He said, "I go to it." And he mentioned this fella, with a funny name. And he said he does pensioners for a tenner. And if you can't really afford it, he said £7.50. I said, "Yeah." No, I said, "I'll just stick to him." And he said,
It cost me a tenner, Frank, and he only cuts my eyebrows. I'm not joking. Been for one today.
I tell you, eyebrows looked a bit shady there, George.
They look lovely.
Tenner pensioners rates. She was
the eyebrows.
Yeah. No, I cut my hair, but he spent more time in the eyebrows than he did in the hair.
Yeah, they spent more time on the hair in my ears than
yeah.
Well, Callum says, I got to feel bad for the Ox. In 17-18, he replaced Coutinho for us till he got injured. Listen, I always remember I was talking to an Arsenal fan who were now, still living down in London, obviously not up here. And he said, "We're made up that he's bought him." I said, "Why?" He said, "He's never out of the injury room." Injured. And that's all our lads was, injured.
Remember, he scored a wonderful ball into the cup. Do you remember that goal he scored? 25 yards into the corner, right?
I was just going to say that. Oh.
And Micah Richards as a pundit Micah Richards as a pundit is a fraud. I dislike him. So biased towards City. Yeah, you're right. And I'm going to finish on this, boys and girls. Please tell me, says James, you heard about Sturridge getting a Tesco worker the sack when it was near Derby Day. All he supposedly said was, "Don't be effing scoring against us," meaning Everton. That's a true story.
Jesus.
I've never heard of that one. Yeah.
Well, he said, I've got no, yeah, I believe that because, James doesn't come out with all these outrageous comments or anything. And he wouldn't come out with just that for the sake of saying it. So, you can imagine, an Evertonian lad, saying if we ever were scoring against us.
I thought he was going to bring up the time that someone broke into his house and stole his dog. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And do you ever remember when a burglar stole was it the pigeons of that soft lad? What's his name? The big centre forward. Fella who had around the neck. Oh, what's his name?
Balotelli.
No.
Andy Carroll.
Everton.
Duncan Ferguson. Ferguson.
Yeah, Drunken Ferguson. Yeah. Drunken Ferguson. That's it. Someone's nicked all his pigeon. He
went to jail.
Yeah. Horrible fella then. Anthony Gordon signs a new deal with Newcastle. Great news for us. Won't be joining us, says Steve. Anyway, I'm going. Thanks,
Okay, Frank.
Thanks, George.
Nice to see you, Frank, and you, Sean, tonight again.
And you, George. And happy
George.
birthday for Friday.
George, please come down next week, okay, mate?
When I get back from Scotland, yeah, I will do, Frank. I will.
Just mate,
I will do, yeah.
Whatever it's
Forward to
all
a
the
nice
time.
weekend, you know. Thanks
Whatever.
very much, Frank, and the boys in the chat. You know, wonderful again to talk to everybody. So come on, 2 wins, 1 tomorrow, 1 on Saturday, and we'll all be happy next week. Up the Reds.
Yes, up the Reds. Thank you, George. Thank you, Shauno.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
And C-Dubs, Balotelli. Oh, please don't remind me of that disaster. There's loads. We'll talk about all the disasters of Liverpool. And IBR, excellent show. Shame I was late. IBR, come on. What were you watching? I bet you were watching Real Madrid.
He's watching the Real Madrid, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. Up the Reds, good stream. Thank you, Callum. Thank you, my man. And it's just for me to say, Shauno, Thursday.
I'll do my very best. I'm actually in the office on Thursday, so if I can get back home in time, I will certainly come in.
Well, the link will be there anyway, so
Yeah.
if you come late, you know, it's always there for you. You know that. Okay?
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Frank.
No, thank you. Thank you. And the last comment, Frank, I have my contacts. One of our reserve players' dads is one of my best friends, says James. Thank you, James. And it's just for me to say a massive thank you to all you chat, because without you chat, there wouldn't be a stream, to be honest. Thank you so much. And to C-Dubs, a new face. I hope you're with us for a long time, put it that way. Thank you so much. Thanks, boys.